Hi, Paul Stokes here. I just want to try and give you a few tips this morning about doing video recordings if you're going to be reading the Bible for us for one of our online services. So I'm probably going to illustrate the things that don't work so well, and I hope you find them helpful as you just step up to help us out and join in with doing Bible readings. Right now, I've got the camera sat on the windowsill. It's my phone, my smartphone. It's not a video camera, but just sat on the windowsill, propped up against the corner, and I'm looking at the camera lens. If I look over here, I'm looking at the picture of myself in the screen. It looks a little different, doesn't it? So looking at where the lens is on your phone, find that little hole and be looking at that. That looks far better than looking off to one side, slightly a bit shifty. Anyway, here goes with some practical tips for helping sort out background and making sure that what you send to me, the video recording, looks really great. Thank you. Okay, so first thing is about the distance you are away from the camera, where the camera is relative to you. Now, right now, I've got my phone propped on a windowsill. It's just about chest level. That's fine. If it was face level, that would probably be better, but I'm not going to rebuild the windows just to make it the right sort of height. The phone itself is about 3 feet away from me. That gives a great kind of size for shooting this. That works absolutely fine. So sat here reading the Bible, and a couple of other things I would say. One is try and get yourself centre in the shot. That just gives me more to play with. I can edit the rest of the film then to work with it. That helps. Secondly, it doesn't help if you've got the camera just a little bit too close and a little bit low down. Looking up at me like that, it just kind of feels weird. What's even more weird is when somebody's got the camera like this and they're filming shooting up their nose. That's not great. Probably did a bad one, but harder to do at home right now is when you're doing this, when you've got the camera way too high and you're just looking down on the receding hairline. So one thing I want to say is about the importance of what lies in the background. If I just rotate on my swivel chair here, you'll see that different backgrounds create, well, if I'm spinning around, you're probably getting giddy. But if the background's too bright, that doesn't help. You probably want to know what's on my computer screen, or kind of getting back round to a reasonably plain background. How about we try something like that? I thought this might help to illustrate something. A play background is really nice to work with. It's not always easy, but if you've got one, that's great. I'm actually sat on the floor in the dining room, but if I'm sat in front of my bookcase, then I guess you're already looking at all those books, kind of going, oh my goodness, look at all those books, and has he read them all, and all that sort of thing. My point is, it can be distracting, best to be avoided. So, yeah, best not to shoot in front of a window. You're going to get bright light behind you and washed out face in front of it, or might end up completely in shadow. It just depends exactly where the light is. So shooting with a window behind you, not a good idea. And then this angle is kind of the opposite from the light behind you. It's actually, I'm looking straight out the window, but you can see my shadow on the wall behind, and kind of weird shadows and everything really washed out behind me, and sunlight kind of across part of my face and shadow on my face as well. Doesn't really help. So here we go, same position actually, but I just closed the blinds, plenty of natural light, and looks a lot better. Now this might seem a bit obvious, but having things in the background like the television on, or music playing on the computer or something, somebody vacuuming, dog barking, all those sorts of things, those can be really distracting. So try and make sure you find somewhere that's quiet and undisturbed. Even bird chirping in the background can actually make it distracting at times. So what I want to do here is show you how to make a very simple stand that will hold your phone up at just the right angle. All I've done is pair of scissors, cut a piece of cardboard up off a cardboard box. It's yeah, about the same sort of size of the phone width-wise, quite a bit longer. And all I'm going to do is get a bit of sellotape, stick that sellotape onto the side of the phone like that. We're going to get a bit more sellotape and do the same thing here. Put the onto the edge of the phone, onto the cardboard, and basically I then have a special stand that will enable my phone to be propped up at an angle that lets me take reasonable photos. I can put it up on the windowsill. I'll just show you what that's like. Pop it up there, and I can now shoot using that. If you want to tilt it forward and it seems like it's going to unbalance, just put counterweight behind it, something just to stop it falling over. So now there we go. I've got this sorted out on a simple prop that keeps the phone at a sensible angle. Easy peasy.